While it might not be their best collaboration, it is always fun seeing Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin go back and forth on screen, and this one is definitely better than 80 for Brady. We'll say that. Let's talk about moving on. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new film Moving On. This is in theaters right now, and we just got a Fonda Tomlin collab with 80 for Brady, really just a few weeks ago, and now we've got another one called Moving On. I think this one actually might have been filmed first, I'm not sure, but in any event, it's in theaters right now. You can check it out there. If you're missing that Grace and Frankie fix, we've got it for you here. All right, before I get started, though, with my review, I want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got tons of great movie and TV reviews on the channel if you want to check those out, and many of them in convenient playlists as well. You can check out all the movies or all the TV shows I've seen from this year or last year, or I think even 2021. I have videos going back for playlists that far. And please consider subscribing down below. I'd love to have you aboard in that regard, too. All right, so let's talk about this movie. Yes, it is another collab between these two best friends, and we love to see it. You know, we're still not getting that 9 to 5 reunion that I think we really want with Dolly Parton and such. But in this movie, it's a little Grace and Frankie-ish in some aspects, you know, with these characters. But two estranged former friends reconnect at the funeral of a mutual friend and decide at that point to exact revenge on their dead friend's widower for wronging them in the past. These are college roommates, I guess, college friends, these two ladies and the deceased. And some things went down back in the day that they want to make right. And you also have Malcolm McDowell here, Richard Roundtree, and Catherine Dent as well. So this was directed by, and actually written by as well, Paul Weitz, which I sort of maybe recognized the name, and then I learned why when I looked him up. He directed one of my top 50 favorite movies of all time. It's called About a Boy, with Hugh Grant and a young Nicholas Hoult when he was just a kid. Now he's, you know, a full-blown man and does a lot of, you know, really cool movies and projects. We didn't know that then, of course. But yeah, this guy is, you know, a very good director. And he actually, if you love Lily Tomlin, check out the movie Grandma from, I want to say 2015. Paul Weitz directed that one as well. He might have written that one too. So these two have collaborated before. I think this might be his first venture with Jane Fonda, but in any event, he's got that history with Lily Tomlin. Grandma is a great movie. I think I gave that maybe an A- when that came out. But this movie, you know, has definitely some moments. Look, 80 for Brady was a different style of movie. You know, I said up top, this is definitely better than 80 for Brady. 80 for Brady was okay for what it was. But the leads were really, really making the material work, if it worked at all, in that movie. Whereas here, the material, it really is on the page. I would say that these two actresses elevated a little bit, but the writing here is actually pretty good. It's certainly a more realistic movie than 80 for Brady, even though it is a bit outlandish in parts as well. But overall, you know, I think it's more believable of a story for sure. But it's not going necessarily for broad comedy. This is certainly more of a dark comedy. But it has its moments for sure. The tone is a little bit inconsistent in that regard. Sometimes we're doing sort of these, not necessarily slapsticky things, but like, I don't know, sort of like Desperate Housewives type of gags, and then other times, you know, it gets fairly serious with its material. And so did About a Boy, to be honest, and so did Grandma, and so this is kind of, you know, Paul Weitz's trademark, I suppose. And I think it works here for the most part. Richard Roundtree is also, you know, very, very fun as sort of an old flame of the Jane Fonda character that they're sort of, you know, reconnecting at the funeral. But yeah, listen, there's no denying that the chemistry here between Fonda and Tomlin, you know, just goes on and on for days. That's no surprise. However, I do appreciate when they stretch their legs a little bit more and give us somewhat, not that these are the same characters as Grace and Frankie, but At least the characters in 80 for Brady were I thought very different from Grace and Frankie. Here, I definitely see elements of both of those characters. And look, Tomlin sort of has a persona that she portrays, and she does it a lot, and it's sort of her thing. And she does well with it. But this is no different here. Jane Fonda, on the other hand, just watching these two movies reminds us what an incredible actress Jane Fonda is. Like, look, I love Lily Tomlin. She's funny. She's a great person, obviously. If you've ever seen her do interviews and stuff. But as an actress, I do think she is a bit limited. Jane Fonda, this is another reminder of how powerful of an actress she can be, in these more dramatic scenes. Also, in 80 for Brady, they made her look like this, hot young thing. She probably looked 20 years younger than her age in that movie. Here, they've really, dressed her the part. Her hair is very gray, and she has these, big old lady glasses on, and so just seeing kind of that mix just a few weeks apart is interesting. But another reminder that she really, she's a talented actress. I could name several movies that I would recommend in her filmography. In fact, I thought at one point with with my old buddy Joe. Of doing a segment on the show called Fond of Fonda, where we take Jane Fonda, Bridget Fonda, Peter Fonda, and Henry Fonda movies and just kind of talk about them, because I think they're all so talented. Bridget Fonda, I miss seeing her in movies. But anyway, back to this one, moving on. The reason I'm not really saying too much about the plot schematics is because I do think it's one you kind of want to go in and not really know what the past holds for these characters, because I think as it unfolds, makes it a little bit more interesting, and that's where we get the more intense drama. But yeah, this is not a great movie by any means, but it's certainly passable, worth a watch. I leave Moving On with a B-. And you can check that out right now in theaters, probably streaming pretty soon as well, right? All right, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Dan Reviews It. Bye.